Good morning, students. I welcome you to the online class, Standard 8, Subject Physics. And this is Amos Michael, teaching physics in Mount Zion Matriculation Higher Secondary School, Pudukkottai. And in this academic year, the very first lesson we are going to see is Physical Quantities and Measurement, chapter number 2. So, what are the learning objectives of this presentation? We are going to see a brief introduction about density and some of the numerical problems we are going to solve related to density and what are the methods to measure the density of solids. There are two methods are employed. One is measuring cylinder, another one is Eureka can method. And finally, we are going to see the measurement of density of fluids, that is liquids and gas. What is matter? Matter is made up of tiny particles called atoms. So anything which is made up of stuff is called matter. And this matter is made up of tiny particles and we call these particles as atoms. So atoms is nothing but inside the atoms you will be having nucleus and inside that nucleus protons and neutrons will be there inside the nucleus and the electrons will be revolving around the nucleus in various elliptical orbits. So as a whole this entire system is called atom. So the amount of matter contained in a substance is called mass. Then what is density? Density is a physical property of matter. It is the measure of how tightly the matter is packed. That is the amount of mass in a given space. Look at the picture. There are three similar boxes are there. The first box that is it is solid. This smileys represents the atoms. So in the first box, that is in this box, the atoms are tightly packed. So it masses heavier. Whereas in liquids, the atoms are freely moved to inside the liquids. So they are very less lightly packed when compared to solid. And gases are still lightly packed when compared to liquids. So gases are less dense and next one is liquid and the final one is solid. What is density? Density is defined as the ratio of mass to volume for a given material. That is the total mass divided by its total volume. So the formula for density is density D is equal to mass per volume. So mass is denoted by the symbol M and the volume is denoted by the symbol V. The SI unit of density is kilogram per cubic meter. Kilogram per cubic meter or we can say kilogram per meter cube. Both are one and the same. The density is related to mass and volume. You know that. If the volume of an object is more, the density shall be less. So since volume is present in the denominator, if this is the greater value, naturally the net value, that is the density, is going to be very less one. So if the volume of the object is more, then the density shall be very less. On the other hand, if the volume of an object is less, then the density shall be very high for a given mass. Here note down the mass should be very constant. So density of a material is said to be 1 kilogram per meter cube when a mass of 1 kilogram is packed in a volume of 1 meter cube. Know that formula for density D is equal to mass per volume. So what is the density unit for density? 1 kilogram per meter cube. So if density of material is said to be 1 kilogram per meter cube when a mass of 1 kilogram is packed in a volume of 1 meter cube, then the density will be equal to 1 kilogram per meter cube. Do you know why oil floats on the water surface? Yes, because the density of oil is very low when compared to the density of water. That's why oil floats on the surface of the water. Look at the picture. At the bottom you will have white grape juice and over that you will have orange juice and above that you will have pomegranate juice. Pomegranate juice is very less denser than orange juice. That's why it floats on the or floats over the orange juice. Similarly, orange juice is less denser than the white grape juice. That's why it floats over the white grape juice. So there are three different layers formed because of the difference in density of the substances. So what are we going to see the first example? The problem is a block of metal occupies a volume of 10 centimeter cube and weighs 33.5 kilogram. What is its density? Mass of the metal block is equal to 33.5 kg, that is given in the sum, and the volume of the rod is given as 10 centimeter cube, that is also given in the problem. So we know the formula for density, that is density is equal to mass per volume. So mass, straight away you can substitute this value into the formula. So 33.5 is the mass, volume is divided by 10. So if you divide, you will get 3.35 kilogram per meter cube. So if you have to put one more decimal in front of the 33. So 3.3. If you divide this 33 by 10, what you have to do? Yes, you have to put decimal point one number by one number. Okay. So measuring density of solids. So how to measure the density of regular solids? It is easy to find the density of regular solids. For example, if we can take a rectangular box, say for example matchbox, we can easily calculate the density of the matchbox with the help of this formula. Because we know that the regular solids or the regular matchbox, in the case matchbox, will have a width, length and height. So if you multiply all these values, that is width, length and height, you will get the value. So straight away from that formula, that is density equal to mass per volume. Volume can be calculated by using this formula, and this value will be substituted here, and the mass of the regular object can be measured with the help of a weighing machine. So from that value we can directly straight away calculate the density of the regular solid. What is the how to calculate the density of irregular solids? Yes, the measuring cylinder method is available in order to calculate the density of irregular solids. Say for example a stone, a block of wood or a key. So this measuring cylinder, to measure the volume of a liquids and volume of irregular solid, we use this measuring cylinder. So it is a cylindrical in shape and it has marking on it. So from this marking straight away we can calculate the volume of the liquid. So what you have to do is you have to fill up this you have to fill this measuring cylinder by the liquid, and from the you will note it down the, you have to note down the meniscus of that liquid, and the meniscus, what is the reading of the meniscus of the liquid shows is nothing but is directly the volume of the liquid. So from the markings we can directly calculate the volume of the liquid. What are the steps to measure the volume of the irregular solid? So for example, you take a irregular solid means you take a stone of irregular size, and we are going to calculate the volume of this irregular stone. So for that what we have to do is we are going to pour some water into the measuring cylinder, and we are going to note down the reading as initial volume V1. So this one is the initial volume, that is 50 ml, and thereafter we are going to tie a irregular solid with the help of a thread, and we are going to immerse into the water completely, and this time we are going to calculate the volume of the that is the reading from the measuring cylinder. So it shows that 75 ml milliliter. So this is the final volume V2. So what is the volume of the irregular object? And for that we have to subtract the initial volume from the final volume. That is the final volume is 75 minus the initial volume is 50. So in this case the volume of the stone will be exactly 25 ml milliliter. And from that we can also calculate the density of that stone. How to calculate density? Yes, by using the very well-known formula, that is density equal to mass per volume. Mass can be measured with the help of weighing machine. You know, We all of you know that this is a weighing machine. If you place the stone over the weighing machine, straight away it will show the mass in digital values. So next one is Eureka can. So what is Eureka can? So this setup is called Eureka can method. It is also called a displacement vessel. Why? It is going to displace some liquid while we immerse some uh, substance into the Eureka can, it is going to displace some water. That's why it is called a displacement vessel. It working based on the principle of Archimedes. So it is used to find the volume of object. That is very very important. In the Eureka can first fill the water up to the mark level. That is, it is the mark level, maximum level. Let the object is placed and it displaces some water which is collected in the measuring cylinder. And if an object is placed inside the Eureka can, what happens? Naturally, the water level will rise and is going to displace the water through this spout. Okay. So the volume of the object is equal to the volume of the water that is forced through the spout. From this we can calculate the density of an irregular solid by using the same formula. So how to measure the density of fluids? It's very very simple. Liquid and gases are known as fluids. You know that. The first slide itself I told you liquid and gases are known as fluid. So fluid is the common name for both liquid and gases. Solids are denser as compared to liquids. You know that. Why? Because they are tightly packed. That's why it masses heavier. Okay, it masses heavier or tightly packed means it has a greater density when compared to liquids. Okay, so similarly, liquids are denser as compared to gases. So dense materials are usually heavy or hard. Then how we are going to measure the density of liquids? Take a very very simple method. Take a graduated measuring cylinder, that is nothing but this one. Measure the mass of the cylinder with the help of physical balance. Okay, and now fill the liquid in the cylinder and measure the volume V. So again measure the mass of the cylinder after filling the water, that is M2. So from that the mass of the liquid can be calculated by subtracting the initial mass M1 from M2, that is M2 minus M1. Okay, so straight away we can calculate density equal to mass per volume. So M2 minus M1, that is subtracting the initial mass from the final mass will give you the actual mass of the liquid taken inside the measuring cylinder. And straight away from the markings we can calculate the volume of the liquid taken in the measuring cylinder. So substitute the volume, then you can easily determine the density of the liquid. So one more example we are going to see. A container filled with 60 centimeter cube of liquid weighs 90 gram. The container alone weighs 72 gram. Find the density of liquid. So here the mass of the empty container is nothing but 72 grams. It is given in the problem. So mass of the container plus liquid will have 90 grams. So what is the mass of the liquid? So 90 minus 72 will give you 18 grams, which is nothing but the mass of the liquid. Similarly, the volume of the liquid is also given in the sum, that is 60 centimeter cube. So from that, if you know all these parameters, that is the mass of the liquid and the volume of the liquid, and substitute these values 18 by 60, we will get 0.3 gram per centimeter cube. Okay. So measurement of density of gases. Take a flask whose volume is known, let it be V centimeter cube. We are going to take a flask whose volume is, let it be V centimeter cube, and we are going to measure the next step is we are going to measure the mass of this flask M1. So using vacuum pump, then we will remove the all the air from the flask. Then now once again we will fill the air whose density is to be measured. We will fill the air whose density is needed to be measured. Again we will measure the mass of the flask after filling air, and this time we noted the mass as m2. Now the mass of the gas can be calculated by subtracting the initial mass m1 from the final mass. That is, the mass of the gas is equal to m2 minus m1. So if you know the mass and volume, straight away we can calculate the density of the gases. So that's all, my dear students. I hope you would understand the concept clearly, and we will continue in the next class. Thank you for your cooperation. Have a nice day.